Today's an excellent opportunity as we're with one of our favorite luxury brands in the world, and we're with the chairman and CEO of the company, Mr. Stern, in Beverly Hills, California for Patek Philippe's first boutique in the United States on the famed Rodeo Drive. Mr. Stern, first of all, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. But tell us how exciting it is for the brand to be able to launch the first boutique in the United States on one of the most famous roads in the United States on the famed Rodeo Drive.
It's something quite important for Patek. You know, it shows really the result of nearly 175 years of work. And when you have the chance, to be here, it's really something that we should really appreciate it. It's not easy, you know, as a brand, you have to fight a lot, you have to improve your product, you have to find the right partner. And it's really something that has been achieved since all those years. We have been working now since 3 years on this project with Cris, and I think today the result is quite fantastic.
And how hard is it to be at the top, to be number one? I mean, when people think of luxury, they always put Patek Philippe at the top of the list. And how hard is it every day to go to work and to build a product that can, you know, continue to match its reputation and legacy?
It's like everything. You have to work, you have to be passionate, and maybe that's the biggest thing, you know. You have to be really passionate about the product. You cannot be at the top if you are just willing to make money like that. It's not a matter of just a business, it's really more than that, you know. I'm the fourth generation who is taking over Patek, my family, and I didn't do it because I was obliged. I did it because I really do enjoy what I'm doing, you know. And I came at Patek not to look at the figures, I came at Patek because I wanted to create watches. So is it hard really to create watches? I don't think so, if you know what you do, you know. It took me 20 years, to be frank, to be able to do it. Not perfectly, because I cannot be perfect, but it's a long process, and you should never also forget that you cannot do it alone. You need a good team, they need to respect you, you need to respect them. And to be at the top, it's something already quite hard. To stay at the top, for sure it's difficult, but you need to be creative, and you need also to have the trust of your own client and the trust of your own team, and this is maybe what is really important.
And how old were you when you first started in the business? Tell us a little about that.
Oh, when I really started, I was, it's a good question, I think 17, 18 years old. And it took me quite a long time, to be frank, and at the time I was lucky because I could work with people who didn't have all the machinery that we have today. Those guys were doing everything by hand. So that really gave me the passion of the product. That's where you see really that human can do fantastic things, you know. It's a matter of skill, it's a matter of concentration, and that was very important for me really to understand, you know.
Being in the watch business and seeing the watch business grow, how important do you believe Baselworld and SIHH is to the watch industry? For, you know, it's obviously grown considerably, but how important it is to the business?
No, I think it's very important. You know, it gives us the chance to meet all the retailers around the world. So this is very important, you know. And for the retailers, it's also much more easier because they also have the chance to see every brand at once. Don't forget that retailers are coming from all over, so it's not easy for them. They would never have the chance to travel once to Geneva, once to Paris, and they cannot do that. So to have the chance to come only once, in fact today it's only twice, I would say, because SIHH is in a different date. And just to come and see all the major brands, I think that's important for them. And they're also not only looking for the watches, but there is a lot of other suppliers for the boxes, for the strap, for many other stuff, and they need that also to run the store. So I think it's very important that they have the chance to meet us there.
And since you're at the head and you know the best with finances and business, where's a lot of the watch buyers coming from? I mean, obviously we're hearing South America, but for the company, where's a lot of the buyers? Where's some of the hotbeds coming in today's market?
Well, I think, you know, it's a little bit worldwide, to be frank. The new one, for sure, I mean, you know, everybody's talking about it. It's also coming from China. But for Patek, you know, the core is coming from Europe, then the States, and Asia also. But Asia, I would say, I'm not talking about China, you know, I'm talking about the older market where I've been since many years. And those people, they have been following us, you know, the father, the grandfather, the son. So this is something quite interesting with Patek. You know, there is really, I would say, a legacy of collectors, and this is what I like. But the target for Patek, for example, is really to work hard on Europe, because I believe that if I'm strong in Europe, if I have a strong clientele in Europe, it also helps the other customer from all around the world to understand that Patek Philippe is a good brand.
What watch are you wearing today?
Well, I have an Aquanaut. It's the Aquanaut Travel Time. This is typically, for me, I mean, a great watch. You know, it's certainly not the most expensive one. Or the
that's
most
what's so
rarest
exciting.
one,
That's what's so interesting, because you could obviously wear anyone, and I was wondering why is this watch special to you, or why this watch?
To be frank, I never wear the most expensive one or the most rarest one. I don't think it's fair for two reasons. First one, it has to be for the client, and secondly, I think I do not deserve it yet. And
yet?
No, for not but and I like this one because I travel a lot. So it's a perfect watch for me.
Is there anything else that you could tell us, or where you see the future? Any new things going on that you could discuss with the brand, or are we just gonna have to wait for Basel?
No, you have to wait Basel for sure. I mean, the strategy for Patek is not changing, and we are still willing to stay first independent, and secondly to be always creative, to develop new movement, to find out new ways to improve the accuracy of the watch, to improve also the finesse of the movement. That's very important. So this is something that Patek Philippe is always going on. You know, the product, for example, that you will see maybe next year, in 2 years. I say 2 years because we will have the 175th anniversary for Patek. So you can imagine we have been working a little bit on specific things. You know, like that's for sure 5 things that I will not tell you, but I have been working now for a few years on that. And the target is always to find something who can help the accuracy of the watch. This is very important. As a watchmaker, this is our passion. So yeah, well, you will see. I cannot talk more than that, but...
well, I want to thank you for your time. I mean, it's an honor because our magazine now focuses on luxury, and you're one of the kings of luxury on a worldwide basis. So continue. Congratulations. It's an honor to meet you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.